Hello, everyone. This is Doc from the Ebony Ivory Cigar Podcast. Today, I want to do a video on the tools that every cigar aficionado should have. These are tools that I personally carry around with me, and also have a replica of all the exact same tools at all the cigar lounges in the locker that I keep in the locker as well. So all my tools I carry around in this little itty bitty pouch, and I'm gonna break them out and go through each tool. So starting off with the first one, everything that I have in the cigar pouch for my tools, I try to keep the metal ones in a little separate bag, so therefore you don't have the metals clanging against one another, getting scratched or getting chipped. So the first one is this tool made by Pardo, and it's elongated and it's a multi-tool. So on the one end you have a punch for your larger cigar ring gauge. There's a larger punch, and then also on the smaller end there's a smaller punch as well. This is just a smaller punch, and I like how you turn it. When you turn it, the wrapper that's inside automatically falls out. Now, also on the same side of the larger punch is what's called a cigar holder. Now, this is when your cigar becomes very small. You can put this in the cigar, and it gives you the ability to hold the cigar all the way down to the nub without burning your hands. On the opposite end, this is a 4-in-1 tool. On the opposite end, you have a draw tool. And this draw, if you have a tight draw in your cigar, you can poke it through the opening or either through your cut and begin to draw out some of the cigar that's restricting the draw of the cigar to get more airflow. In the same pouch here, I have what's called a cigar scooper. So it has a louvered end. It's kind of almost an arch. This is made out of solid metal, all forged. They call it a cherry picker. That's the proper name for it. And as your cigar, if it goes out, your cigar is no longer lit and you want to relight it, you take this tool and just scoop out all of the ash. And when you scoop out all the ash, it gives you the ability to properly relight the cigar without having any carbon on your relight. The next tool that I have in here, which I recently picked up, I like it a lot. It is a cigar lighter made by Zoocura, Zoocura, and this lighter, it gives you two flames that go into one, so you can be very intentional of where you're lighting cigar. The other the other point about the cigar that I really like is this little switch here. So if you want to put a flame on, you can then slide it to the one way, and you no longer have to hold the cigar to keep it lit. The lighter itself. It gives you the ability to toast your cigar without cramping your finger or being near the part where it gets hot. That's one of 3 cigar lighters that I keep in this tool pouch. Another cigar lighter that I keep in a separate tool pouch within this array of tools is another lighter. This lighter flips up. Again, this is a triple flame lighter. Push button right in the center, and you have 3 flames that become one. This works very well for lighting your larger ring gauge cigars. Another lighter that I have, particularly for your Lancero, your smaller cigars, this is actually made by Rocky Patel. Simple flick, and it gives you a single flame torch. So in this toolkit that I carry around is 3 separate lighters, and they all are depending upon what type of cigar, what type of ring gauge, whether you're toasting or a large cigar, that's what they're used for. A tool that I use a lot, as you can see, is almost out. I have to refill it. This is fruit pectin. It's the same thing that they use when they roll your cigar. When they get to the end of the leaf, they put a little bit on it to hold it, and it's not glue. It's actually naturally made from fruit. It comes in almost this little small. It reminds me of a fingernail polish. That's about the size of it. You unscrew the cap, and it has a brush right on the end of it. So if you have a tear in your cigar, you have some unraveling, you just put a little bit of fruit pectin on it, wait about 30 seconds to a minute, and it adheres back to the cigar. If you have a split, you can actually put it on a split, and it creates a barrier, so therefore you have no smoke or heat loss in that as well. I personally, I carry chapstick. This is just your regular original chapstick. I use the brand chapstick, and what it allows me to do is to keep my lips moist, so my lips are not tearing any of the cap away or the wrapper away as I smoke it, as well as I don't have hot on my lips. It keeps my lips cool, keeps them moist as I smoke a cigar. The next tool that I carry in my tool pouch that I think every cigar aficionado should have, and again, I thought about every case scenario that I run into as I smoke cigars. So you must have a good cutter. We've already showed you the different punches that I have, and this is a dual Calibri cutter. So it has a button, you push it down. On one end is a V cutter, on the back end is a straight cutter. This again is completely metal, it's heavy, it's solid, and it's super, super sharp. Again, it's just V cutter on one side, straight cutter on the other side. This tool right here is another multi-tool. So as you are refilling any of your lighters, you unscrew this, and it gives you a tool to poke right into where you will put the butane. It has a small hole, so this releases all of the gases in your lighter before you refill it. You want to get rid of any trapped air, completely empty it out, and then you refill it with your butane. Also, part of this tool is on a lot of your lighters, getting into where you want to turn the flame up or down. Most people pull out little screwdrivers. This has the tool, so it doesn't matter if inside of your lighter where you turn it up or down, if it's a big, you have the big gauge, small, all the way to the smallest. So go from large to small, and you're able to get inside of the little hole here to turn your lighter up or down the flame itself. Another function of this particular lighter that I did not point out is it has, again, another punch. So if you didn't have a punch tool, this lighter has a punch tool for you. And lastly, in my pouch, as far as the tools that I think that every cigar holder should have, is a nice cigar holder. So it's all one piece. You don't have to put it together. You open it up. You can set it on a table. You can set it near an ashtray as such, and your cigar fits nicely into the pouch. So if this was a cigar itself, you just put it in there and it holds it. Again, I have a tool for every need, every scenario that I might run into as I smoke my cigar. This is a perfect pack. That's the name of this little cigar holder, and it's holding over 10 tools in this little pack. Again, I like to be very prepared no matter what the case scenario is going to be, what I'm going to run into in regards to smoking a cigar. Again, my name is Doc from the Ebony Ivory Cigar Podcast. Thanks for tuning in on this episode of every tool that a cigar aficionado should have and carry with them as they smoke cigars. The only other thing that I don't have present that I carry around is a small humidor. It's 5. Matter of fact, let me grab it real quick. this is just a humidor. And inside this humidor, it has the ability to hold 5 cigars. Here I have 2 cigars. I also have a 4th lighter as well. But here I keep a Veta pack. I don't use the distilled water. I just put a 69% Veta pack, and I'm able to carry 5 cigars. This fits very nicely into my Harley Davidson inside the carry bag. And another thing, I don't carry this around, but I keep it on my lockers at the various cigar lounges I belong to. It's a Yeti tumbler. It's only 10 ounces. It keeps your ice cold, actually for over a day. Great tool, great thing to have in your locker. I like to enjoy a nice bourbon as I smoke my cigars, and this keeps it cold with plenty of ice. Again, Doc from the Ebony Ivory Cigar Podcast. I look forward to seeing you on our next podcast, going over some more either reviews of cigars or more tools or things that you might need as a cigar aficionado. Have a great day.